in the same, we can all be in the
Yeah.
same setup and same entry point, but one person will make more money and another person may not even make any money, yet we got the same setup. And so at times it's execution, at times how are you even entering that market? When are you exiting? Like this psychology, because there are people who don't want to see any red. For example, if they're buying like this, they don't want to
Yeah.
see any red in
They
their
just
way.
want the market just going
Just
in
want it
just
to,
one direction straight.
yeah, they don't want to see any. Now, like if you get an entry here and the market reaches here, mostly smaller counts, and it just
Yeah.
retraces a little bit, someone can be dying. It's a
I
crazy thing.
know. Ah,
And the market
and the
can reach,
crate. Mm,
like for example, this one, it can reach here and you don't close your trade, and it
mm,
reverses and you close, and then it dips to
yeah.
your big profit. And guess what?
Yeah.
You want to sell again from here because now you feel that you already came out from here and you want to sell again from here. And by the time you
Yeah.
sell, the market reverses and takes out your stop loss and goes in your direction again. So just those small differences kill us a lot. Like I used to tell someone,
Yeah.
um, at times like you have to stop putting your trades in break even. Like, you know, there's a time I used to be
Like
stopped out at break even so many times. So what I did, I removed it, like I removed that thing of break even. I stopped it like to solve the issue because it was too much. I would put my trade to move in profit. I said break even, and the market taps it and goes in my direction. And it happened over like in a span of 2 weeks and hasn't
yeah.
making any at all. You
Yeah.
know, what I decided is break even, I'm done.
So you're saying it's either a loss or a profit or a TP hit. One of
No,
the two.
the thing about trading is you have to solve the problem that you're facing. That's the strategy that you build because we can't be on the same, like, yes, we can use the same strategy, but our mindsets are going to be playing different. Yeah, I may put my take profit and stop loss and leave the place. But then there is you who is watching every candle, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just at times, even though we have the setup, the same, and we may have the same setup, but the entries may be different. Like there's a time, I don't
Yeah.
know, Brian, I would enter
Yeah.
before him and the guy's entry would be somewhere here. And I would get some profits and it goes back, takes my stop loss, goes to his entry, and starts moving in my direction. I told
Yeah.
the guy, why is your entry always below mine? Like, I really wanted to know what strategy does he add on to mine to figure out
To give him
why it's
an
below.
earlier entry.
You give me an earlier entry and it gives him a late entry. But
Yeah.
we didn't really have a talk about it because he became distant. We
Yeah.
just talk on WhatsApp when I post a story or when you post a story. But
Yeah.
I was looking at solving that issue like so bad. And it wasn't a long time ago, you know? It
Yeah.
wasn't a long time ago.
I hear you. Jesus Christ.
So
Ah,
it's about solving the issues that are you're facing in that strategy of yours. In
yeah.
that strategy of yours, what issue are you facing? Now you see here someone would be looking at a buyback from somewhere here. But
Yeah.
what are you going to do like to call out this sale that is going to continue? As when your strategy sells, your mindset will tell you to jump out from here because you think buys are going to come in. But sometimes you have to just hold it.
I
Because
tried holding. You know the problem with holding. Sometimes there's some markets whereby market now like that sale that you put for oil, that one right up. So let me say for example, my TP, I put it down here on a bigger time frame. I put it where your trend line stops, where your trend line starts from.
mm,
And then now I've held it for the first week. it's working out, and then that's the other week I'm like, no, let me still hold it, and then I come back and I find it where it is right now. Like it came back to your point of entry
Mm,
after 2 weeks, yet you were deep in profits, but it just because it wasn't really your take profit zone, you hadn't
mm.
really clicked to your take profit zone, you decided to just leave it and then you end up in a loss.
Yeah. There is also that. That's why I don't like holding trades for so long, you know. Like that's why I'm
Yeah,
an intraday trader. Like, why is the market going to go in my direction? Then after a week, it comes back to my entry, yet as deep in profit, you know. Like why?
okay.
Yeah,
Sometimes we say that we are intraday traders, but intraday traders is a really hard thing to understand because you don't control the movement of markets.
yeah.
Sometimes the market can just range within your entry position. It's just there for a full week. And then the next week it goes to your profit zone, but you moved out because it took so long. So how are you going to defy yourself from an intraday person to
No,
now?
that's why me like the highest I can do. Okay, there are those trades on on these other pairs that I hold, like this one.
Yeah,
But this main pair, if it does that, I ask close the trade, reanalyze again tomorrow. Because you can't,
yeah,
you see, this market can change overnight. Even in 5 minutes,
yeah,
something new can come up. So it's better I
yeah,
retake a new entry than playing on my psychology and spoiling it. I rather close the trade. If it's just ranging, but I'm in profit, even a small loss, I can take a small loss. Because, man, you can't hold something that is collecting liquidity that you don't know which direction it's going to burst to. The best
yeah.
thing to do is to first get out, let your system come back another day and play out than always just disturbing it every time. I can't hold a
Yeah,
trade that is disturbing me. You
yeah,
know. Rather, if it's taking all my stop loss going in my direction, again coming back to my uh stop loss area, again taking out that stuff. Like it's just playing around, going in your direction, taking you out, going in your direction, taking you out. There are just stop loss. Like you solve the problem.
yeah.
That's what I see with all these strategies. Like you reduce the lot size and increase the stop loss. Because man, it's
Okay.
about solving the current situation in the market and trying to use it to your advantage. That's what makes a strategy. Because if it
Mm,
wasn't there, then we wouldn't have trend lines. Trend lines solve a specific directional support thingy. All
okay.
these all these
So,
strategies
mm,
solve
mm,
something, you know.
okay. So another example which I really wanted you to help me out with. Let me say that Asian range is showing you a sell, and then this other strategy which we had at first, you're having your lows of the week, your psychological level, you're even having a trend line just as a support zone or something like that. And you're also having a Fibonacci indicating a buy. Now, where do you consider more than the other?
Let's repeat your thing. Sorry, I lost
Let me
out.
say that Asian range is
Mm,
giving you a sell.
mm.
And then these other confluences that we have are giving you a buy indicator. Now, how do you determine sometimes? And also, the market structure is not really so. Let me say it's not really. It's in a ranging zone or a deep ranging zone on a bigger time frame, and on a lower time frame, it can be towards maybe a bullish or a bearish form or something like that. But you're having two contradicting things. Now, where do you usually? Because sometimes I get mixed up with, something is giving me a sell, something is giving me a buy. Now,
Now you see the thing
yeah.
about that thing. Like you want to
Yeah,
make sure like it's aligning with the trend. Me, I see the
yeah,
trend is the trend. That's your best friend, you know.
yeah,
Now, okay, this example would confuse someone because this is a retracement and
yeah,
it first gave you buy opportunity. We were on the live when this thing happened, and I told you if we get a tap in there, then I may have a buy and a sell.
yeah,
Now, the thing about it is nowadays I trade with the direction of the market. I'm not going to confuse myself with what's not there. like selling or something like that. No. But of course, we can check risky setups and stuff like that. But um, me like nowadays, I don't want to stress my head. I want to align with what I'm seeing the market is being pushed to. You know, unless there is a crucial point, let me say, is a resistance from the past that stands out. But
Mm.
nowadays, I don't really consider that. I just want to see, am I getting a discount price? Because this would have been a discount price also if you are trading the other strategy, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
This would have been a discount price, but it was far from what? From the Asian range. But I would have traded it because
yeah.
this was a London New York session. There is also the New York
Right.
session, by the way, only that I didn't talk about it in the video. So, like, what you want to do is just align with the
Yeah,
trend. Wait for, at times it will even give you a pullback to 50 and show you that it's going downward. But those ones, you're supposed to be extremely careful with them. And that's why you
yeah,
add more confluences to your trading.
yeah.
You add more confluences to your trading. Yes, you can bring in the other trade, like the other confluences. But if you're trading with the Asian session, then most times better to go with the direct, even though it's the other strategy. Now, like here, you
Mm.
after aligning after aligning with the trend, let me
Hello?
say a buy trade, you look for a key area that you expect that market to
Yeah,
touch before going up. Now remember how we marked out
yeah,
this one. Expect that touch, but the engulfing came early, you know. And
yeah,
my TP
yeah,
was here, yes, but at some point it's hard to get such TPs which just touch and go opposite. You get.
yeah,
So this one would, if I was, it would have hit my stop loss by the comeback. But I would have had more opportunities to look for more buys. Because to me, this sale doesn't really make sense. I don't want to spoil my head by saying that I want to sell. I want to be so technical and I sell because I don't have reasons as to why I would be selling from up here. But I have reasons as
yeah,
to waiting for the market to come to a lower point, psychological level, and resistance stand support. Then I buy in the market. So that's how I add all the other
yeah.
confluences. But it starts with aligning myself with the trend. And if you go to all these
Okay.
other pairs, you're going to find out that these things are going to give you Asian session, pull back to 50 and it down. Now, even though the market is going, that's why I bring in trend lines, by the way. Trend trading, like trend line will tell
Yeah,
you that okay, this market has broken and you don't feel like it's going to go to your direction anymore. So that's when you switch up
yeah.
and you start looking for the other side. And that's why on all
Okay.
my charts, you still see trend lines there, because they always stand out. Now, even this one, market was selling, someone would say it's going to buy from here. Like it would buy
Mm.
from here, but my strategy is still telling me that this part has not yet been broken and I'm seeing a clear sell signal here. And
Yeah,
another person would be looking for buys because the trend line would be saying the market is what ready for buys. But you see here to here, then it would have stopped them out. But here, as long as you say that if my resistance is not broken, I can still look for sales. And if there's a strategy giving you more sales, then why not? You get why not?
yeah.
So to me, it counts so well. If
Then, okay.
mm,
Then how, before also the market, like sometimes I don't know the change in this market nowadays, so it's really hard to spot the sometimes chart patterns. And sometimes nowadays chart patterns barely work sometimes. It's not like as it used to be in 2024 up to mid of 2025. So how do you integrate them with this Asian range or something like that? So
now chart patterns are mostly to me I use them for entries. Unless there are two chart patterns I mostly consider: inverse
okay.
head and shoulders and the M's and W's. The rest I don't really look into them. You get like those
Isn't
two.
isn't an inverse head and shoulder like a double M or something like that?
Yeah,
Or a
it's going
double
to have an
W?
M. Yeah, it's good to don't have a W, but you can easily tell the difference. Now, chart
Yeah,
patterns occur in places where you find value. They don't just occur out of space like here. They just no. You have to look out for chart patterns where the market, maybe in the past there as a support or resistance to psychological level. Now, me mostly, the inverted and shoulders, I mostly bring them in when, like, I'm looking for reversal. Get like here, this would be an inverted and shoulders, even though, you know. So I mostly look at
Mm,
them in areas where I'm looking for reversal. Then these M's and W's, I look at them for entries. You get, I look at them for entries. I don't
mm,
just, that's what I normally, okay, that's what I've been stuck on. I don't just
yeah,
consider, and they're easy to find. Just mark out your area of value where you feel that, okay, where you see, you don't feel that, where you see that the market
yeah.
is going to do something, and just wait for your chart pattern to form. Just look at the candlestick,
Okay.
because the candlesticks are what are going to speak if we have an inverse head and shoulders or if we have an M pattern, you know,
Mm,
and that's what will
mm.
tell the difference. That's what will give you the signal.
Are you still considering the fibs on the 1 hour as more stronger than are you
Yeah,
still can you nowadays still plot them on the 15 minute or on the 1 hour
fibs can
just alone?
fibs can be plotted on any time frame as long as you see that there is structure there. As long as the market gives a swing low, swing high, you get. As
Mm,
long as it gives a
mm,
swing low, swing high,
yeah,
you can plot a fib. Whether in the 15, as long as you have a swing to a swing, you can plot your fib and go with it. It doesn't really
mm,
matter. Because yes, you may have a bigger, for example, if you have this swing to here, you may have your fib here. But then you also have to have reasons as to why you feel that, okay, I've drawn my Fibonacci and this is my 60 or 50% retracement level. When the market comes there, what is it doing to say that it's going to continue in that direction that you want it to go to? So that's what you
mm,
consider. Don't just say, okay, this one's going to hold. No, you have to put one plus two together. You have to put your strategy together.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, you have to
And
put.
there, there's also something which I was trying to read up somewhere or I had there's a guy who talked about like if market closes bullish on a Monday, there's a 62% chance that the week the weekly candle, if the Monday's candle closes bullish, there's a 62% chance that the weekly candle will also close bullish. Then for a bearish, there's a 68% chance that the week will close bearish. Especially for bearish, they were saying that it's stronger mostly on Thursdays and Fridays. And then for bullish, it's mostly stronger in the middle of the week. So have you ever read it somewhere? In some way
Uh,
that just to consider it, you don't consider it a confluence, but you also add it into can someone also add it into like a determinant? If you have your other confluences, you add it on to give you a stronger view of where the market might go. So if you expect it to go in that direction of the week in the week.
and me, that's another strategy that I don't know about. People have their things in
It's
text.
it's not a strategy. It's
I
just
don't
some
really,
point some guy was saying. Yeah.
yeah, I haven't really checked it out. But someone can add it if they feel it works. Like back test it and see if it works. But I personally haven't done much work on it. You
So
know.
before you took on the other thingy, the support and resistance, the thing by Sai or something like that. Plus also this Asian range. Do you always first back test them?
Yeah, I back test. Like now on Sunday evening, I do check my chart. Even Monday, I
So
give
you
my
always back test just far back to like a month or 2 months back. You don't back test over
nowadays I do
maybe.
it briefly, like a month or two or three. I don't really go back in the past years. Uh, But for the
Mm,
Asian session, I really gave it time.
okay,
You know, I gave it a lot of time.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. I actually thought uh some guy was actually saying the best form of backtesting is forward testing and like live in the market
Of
as
course,
you go on with time.
because you learn, you be experiencing what's live, but you can't know what to do in a front market, yet you haven't seen what it does in the past. This thing is about documentation. You have to learn about what has happened in the past and how you can use it to determine the future. You
Yeah.
don't just enter. Yes, you can, but can first beat you hard.
Mm.
As a forward test, you gain experience.
Mm.
Experience is taught in live market, not from the past.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. And then you help me re-explain liquidity just in brief. How would you
What
define
what type of
liquidity to you?
liquidity?
Yeah.
Liquidity is just
Pardon?
like areas where the market, like for the Asian session, liquidity is just
Yeah.
areas where
Mm.
the market has left so many orders. Like there are so many pending orders about. Now, like if this market is floating upward, most times there are liquidity above this point because by liquidity they mean orders, money. Because
Mm.
above this point, there are people looking to sell from here, and they have their stop loss orders here. You get,
Mm.
and there are people looking to buy above this point. They have buy stops above here going. So when the market comes
Mm.
and cleans that liquidity, it means they're just taking out a chunk of money, and now it's you
So
know
it always occurs at points of maybe reversal, points where you see
yeah.
the
Start
continuation, like
now other
okay.
strategies will start bringing in imbalances, blah blah. But liquidity to me is an area where the the, the market has left like ah, where there are orders, pending orders and stuff like that. Now, for example, the person who has
Okay.
gone in on a buy from here has stop orders down here. The market can decide to
Mm.
clean it up and go in that direction. And
Mm.
that's why even when you're trading the art strategy, we say the market is going to take out liquidity to a specific direction. And then
Yeah.
wow, now like if I was looking for sales, now this one it wouldn't come back because it was a trending one. But at times you
Yeah.
find a consolidating one. Now, like you see here, market took out
Yeah.
this liquidity and went. So it changes mostly if you find it.
Mm.
Let me see if we can find a ranging Asian session, but most times they are trending. Let me see. Uh, this one was over London. You see how we took out London liquidity here? Showed the sign, took
Yeah.
out its liquidity, and then went in that
Yeah.
direction. So it's what I'm looking for the Asian session. Um,
Okay.
this one. Now this is why I don't trade opposite. I think opposite of the trend. This would have
Yeah.
been a clean liquidity sweep, but to me, sales wouldn't be viable. Now I saw it also took out this one below London
Mm.
and went out.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by liquidity. Like see that sweep, then the drop comes in. So that's it. Avoid all that. Just trade with the trend, man. Yeah.
Well, the trend you mean like let me say on the 1 hour, if the overall trend on the 1 hour is showing you by going to continue like bullish moves or like okay, what do they call it? I've forgotten even what they call it. If it's not a ranging market and it's just trending maybe upwards or down, you trend with that. What if
Mm.
it gives you a sign of maybe it stops showing you higher highs and higher lows and it now breaks
That's when
maybe a higher low, something like that, like it's showing a reversal now.
that's when you use like that knowledge. Like yeah, that's it. You have to put the story together because it's not going to be as easy as it is. You know,
Yeah,
you have to find a
yeah,
way of making it simpler because the market at times will give you two different trends. But then you'll be able to determine that this market is being pushed a specific direction. And that's how you scale down to lower time frame, see what trend is there, then you try as much as possible to interpret it, but you mark out the highest points of the 1 hour. Let me say it's 1 hour is not clear. You go to the 15 and see what the market is doing currently. Because now if you go to the 4 hour, yet the 4 hour may be showing you something that is consolidating like this. Yet on the 1 hour, you'd
mm,
have gotten like selling market. You'd have
yeah,
gotten like 40 pips out of that. So you have to be able to also determine that. Yes, there is multi-time frame analysis where you may find like 1 hour, 4 hour, they're all in the same line. But
Mm,
you have to also know that at times it won't be as easy as that.
okay.
You know?
So I'm thinking Tuesday we have another one. How do you feel? I remind you in the morning during the day.
Yeah. You remind me and shall fix time.
Okay. During the day, Auntie. I know during the week you always have sessions at night or you're always busy at night. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe during the day before you go and do your own things.
Uh,
Yeah.
Early.
Yeah.
For sure.
This
You
session has
remind me
been
and
good. Yeah.
you see, let's wait for how next week will be. It's 1st of August and we're entering the other few months to the end of the year.
Mm. Actually, I viewed on GU. Have you yet gone through GU, the anticipation that you might have for this coming week? I had
No.
viewed and I was seeing maybe a continuation. Let me see. Was
It's a
it
tough one,
GU?
by the way. It's a very tough one.
Mm,
It's a very tough one. That's why I wait out for Monday to do its thing. And I show you
mm,
that it's a continuation, but you know, this market looks like it has hit a fib level. I wouldn't really want to see. I would just wait for Monday. You know,
okay.
yes, it looks like a
Mm,
continuation, but it's a very tough one because the market has been
okay.
charging for the past 2 weeks. I mean, for the past week because of this new trend that is formed. But how sure are we that this isn't a retracement of this trend? Yes, the main trend is
Mm,
ups, but most times when the market reaches such a point, I'm so skeptical. I just want to see how it's going to play out. You know, I just want to see what it's going
okay.
to do Monday. And if Monday shows bullishness and keeps on thriving, then that's when I'll be sure about the week. For now, I can't really tell. Can't really
Okay.
tell because it
Okay.
has ended. Okay, it's pointing bearish because of that big candle that has taken out. It's not even big. It's a 15 minute. Let me see.
Mm,
It's a big
mm,
week rejection. So
mm.
I'll just wait and see. I'll just wait for Tuesday. You know,
Okay.
just like all these JPY pairs, I'm not really trading them. Look at how they're moving.
Man, they're
Look,
just now, it's now dropping. And I actually read something on Watcha Guru and the US and Smanya Japan were trying to they are going to release some shit to make it Smanya to make the yen strong or something. Uh, how do
and
you anticipate
here the
such?
yen is
Yeah.
what? Yeah, the yen is strong, but I can't even waste my time here. This is drama.
I know it's serious. It's not even. It's just going with huge candles just down all the JPY pairs. I just decided to leave them.
Not really
Do
wasting
you
my
also use? Do you still also consider the XY when you're nowadays
time.
also
Uh,
seeing maybe bulls
I
or
look at it
some
once in
going
a
up?
while, but not that much because now I have a strategy that holds like okay, I don't really look at it that much because now I have a general direction of the market.
Okay.
The dollar is kind of just there. I don't really, but it's a good one. Like there's a time I tested the Asian range on this one and it was doing wonders, but not really. Like I wake up and I
Yeah.
already know the direction of the market. I haven't seen like any reasons for it to change that. So I just go with that. I've
Okay.
taken time without looking at
Okay.
it. Let's see how next week
Mm,
goes.
okay. Shall see on Tuesday. It will be better when the market is open to anticipate maybe a move after Monday is done.
Further.
Yeah. So by Tuesday, I think I will have finished going through the thing. Yeah, and I'll have more questions for you.
Mm. Further.
Ali Ima. Thank you so much.
Further. Good night.
Mm. Good night.